Welcome to Yes Offense. Trigger warning, disclaimer, whatever you want to call it. This podcast will feature graphic language about sex, race, violence, and anything else that might make people uncomfortable. However, this is a comedy podcast, and everything and anything talked about on it should be viewed as an attempt at humor. Like, if you hear anything on this podcast you don't agree with or like, please just turn it off. No one on here is a politician or actually affecting the way you live. So if you genuinely have a problem with anything said on here, redirect your energy at a real issue going on in the real world. Now let's get into the show.
Hello.
Yeah.
This is Alex speaking. Nick.
Whoa, hey. Oh.
Are we going?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We're on this type of podcast. That is
Don't worry, that's not how I think your voice sounds.
I do think you say the N-word all the time, but not in that tone.
Get out of my neighborhood, you dirty little...
I moved here. I didn't know there were so many of
Oh,
you.
neighborhood's changing, if you know what I mean. I didn't realize you're like walking distance from my place.
Really? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you've been over it.
When we did Dork Court, you sent me the address. I was like, fuck yeah. I just rode I think I walked, honestly.
That is so nice.
I'm probably going to walk home after.
Hell yeah, dude.
Because isn't everything here is like takes forever to get to? Like every show.
From where we are, yes.
Yeah.
Especially if they're like Queens or deeper into Brooklyn.
Right. We're on the part of the train that they intentionally sequestered the black people from the rest of society.
They did, dude.
Yeah.
It's redlined, as they say.
No, didn't they also too... Wait, didn't they set up like bridge heights to affect shit?
Yeah.
Like
the parkways. You can't drive on the parkway if you have a truck.
Yeah.
Or a bus.
Yeah.
I didn't know this. There's also
sorry. That's
Robert Moses. Goat.
There was... If you look into it, like redlining and shit, the racism was so in depth,
effective.
Yeah.
We're like, I will.
They knew what they were doing.
They really were.
Yeah.
You know, the civil engineers who built Long Island were really good
Keep
at
them
racism.
away from our
It was some
daughters.
free market racism. If you ask me.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, it's like it's crazy to set up infrastructure to not be around a certain group.
Yeah. In Babylon, I used to live in Babylon in Long Island.
I thought you were talking about like the ancient city of
In
Babylon. They were racist too.
In Babylon, Long Island, there is still a statue of Robert Moses.
Is this the man who invented redlining?
Pretty much.
Oh, okay.
He's the guy who designed all of the parkways and made it so that like buses couldn't go on.
And Long Island's like, you designed it so fucking good.
It's
Here's the
so
statue.
good, dude. Thank you for keeping our beaches clean.
We're still feeling the effects of it.
They finally figured out how to get to the beach. They're always playing music out of speakers.
They figured out.
It's a nightmare.
You're like, I'll give you credit. Our food tastes better, but it's so loud.
Well, at least they haven't figured out how to swim yet, dude. Then the beaches will really be a problem. Hold on. You know what? Just because.
These blacks.
There we go. That's the. Oh, Andy doesn't have his headphones in. He doesn't even know what I just pressed.
What'd you do? An effect?
Yeah, I have a soundboard that.
Did you play an
buttons.
N-word effect?
You know, it's not. No, but it is on the. It is a racial, least skewed sound drop.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Sopranos. It's Olivia Soprano. You can't hear it though.
Oh, is the episode where he was mad about his daughter dating the black kid?
No, it's Olivia Soprano, the mom. It's when the maid, she fires the maid.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, good times, guys. Welcome to Yes Offense. I'm here today with two guests who have not been on, but are new and are true and dear to my heart. Miguel Silva's here.
What's up?
And Andy Malafarina.
Hey guys, thanks for having me, Alex.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
so appreciative of this.
Oh, thanks, man. Thank you for driving out here, or however you got here.
Yeah, I regretted saying yes to this the second I remembered where you live.
I know you were like, thanks, man. I was like, wow, he's on a.
I was telling my wife about it. I was like, I love Alex so much. He lives so deep in Brooklyn. No.
I felt so bad. And I even tried to get it closer, and then Joe Gorman bailed.
Yeah, known piece of shit, Joe Gorman.
Piece of shit. And but we got slender, taller, handsomer Joe Gorman.
Hell yeah, dude. Thank you.
Yeah,
My favorite loud boy.
stretched out, sexy Joe Gorman.
Just kidding. I actually hang out with Robbie all the time.
Robbie's the man, dude.
I've been doing Dalton's podcast pretty regularly lately.
Oh, that's right.
So
yeah.
I actually...
You and Crack.
Yeah.
Yeah, showing up, dude. Hell yeah.
if I had to pick one of them,
It's Robbie.
it's Robbie 2.0.
That's all right, dude.
If you had to pick a loud boy,
Yeah.
I would pick Dalton because I listened to his episode on Sydney's podcast.
Oh, yeah?
Used to be Two Jack Bros.
Oh, yeah.
I did not realize how much Dalton was going through it. Like
Oh.
he was in like a next level Truman Show.
He went fully through it.
Yeah, and the fact that he made it out on the other end, props to him. That's
I've never met the guy. Yeah.
yeah. He did a bunch of mushrooms and went into a pretend land for a while.
Yeah.
And he made it
People
out the
do
other
that.
end, and I commend him for that.
I've known a few like that. I had a boy. One of my boys. He went to college and he did that. And he went to the psych ward.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah,
came out. And he was like, "I'm gonna DJ," and we're like, "Dude, you're not." And it took a while to bring him back, but
I
he
think
He came back.
He came back, but we're not friends anymore either. So
Yeah,
that
took a
does
while.
happen.
He became an alcoholic and stuff.
to cope with the voices.
Yeah, after. Well, he was
Interesting.
he was always an alcoholic. That happened. That didn't help. And then slowly, when he got out of that, he just got more into alcohol.
Alcohol would probably be the first thing I cut out if I. Well, I don't know how you find out that you're going schizophrenic, but like if I was aware somehow.
Enough people tell you.
Yeah, but
even then,
liars.
That's right. They're lying, and the voices are like, yeah.
Well,
okay.
schizophrenic. I learned about schizophrenia because I thought I had like paranoid personality disorder. I just realized I was super insecure, and
I just realized I was high.
I just tricked
realized-
myself into being like smoked so much and been like, I think I'm like having I just smoked too much.
Dude, I did that with
yeah.
the Matrix. That's why I'm like, I'm not good at doing drugs. I just drink. I'm not good at. I took edibles. I watched the Matrix, and I had that moment where I like locked in, and I was like, I'm Neo.
Yeah.
I have to save the world. And that's a lot of pressure to put on yourself.
I started watching The Matrix on acid one time, and I turned it off. I was like, "This is gonna fuck me up. This is gonna be too much for me."
Acid. I've been reading about that. That's the MK Ultra drug, man.
Yeah,
That's how the CIA gets you to go kill the official.
They're gonna train you to be a serial killer.
A revolutionary. You're
That's
gonna kill a revolutionary.
That's another book I'm reading right now. All serial killers are fake.
they are though. They were created by the CIA.
Yeah.
All of the
Yeah.
fucking
Here we
biggest
go.
serial
Bro,
killers.
every biggest serial killer just has some connection to the government
Yeah.
and went away for like 6 years
and then came back
and had
Charles
there's,
Manson.
and there's no record.
Ted Kaczynski.
Bro, all of them. Dahmer went to Germany
Yeah.
for like 6 years. Bro, they
That's
all
not in the show. Yeah, they cut that out.
Yeah, but no, the book, if anyone's interested, it's called Program to Kill, and it goes through all these serial.
I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, and then like they had like the crime scene investigators on all their crime scenes are like, there's no way this was one guy. They think it's like
A team.
yeah, they think it's like these demonic cults and shit like that.
God, dude.
Yeah, look up The Hand. I learned about that this week.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
The thing is, it's the same with cults.
yeah.
Every like great cult leader was backed by the FBI or the CIA or the ATF.
and all the old school ones started in California in the same
Yeah,
area.
Yeah. I knew that. I knew
But
that.
even Waco, like that guy was running guns for the ATF, and then he got like out of hand, and then they had to murder everybody there and burn down
makes
the
sense.
evidence, and be like, oh yeah, they burned themselves down actually.
Yeah, you know they toughed it out for
Yeah.
what
Days?
two
Yeah.
months? They toughed it out for 2 months and let a lot of people go. And then on the 65th day, they were like, "What if we burn this whole place down?"
Ignore the bullet wounds and all the corpses.
Yeah, for real. The funniest, my favorite thing everyone always brings up with Waco, they were like, "Do you know, fuck, why am I forgetting his name? Waco's the one I know the most.
Koresh.
Koresh, Jesus Christ. Koresh was having sex with the teenage girls, and you're like, they never brought that up before the raid. Like, they didn't care. That just was like, after they went too far during the raid, they would bring that up.
Yeah.
And you're like, you didn't care about that in the first part.
It's literally like when Martin Luther King, anyone brings him up, they're like, he cheated on his wife. It's like, why are you bringing that up, dude?
Dude,
of course he did.
Martin Luther King Jr. is always
He's black.
We're doing it again.
he makes you realize all those like 3-letter agencies are just people doing shit. Because
Yeah.
do you ever? I forget if it was like a phone call or a letter where they were like, they were like, "You're fucking suck. You're fucking gay.
Yeah,
MLK. You should fucking kill yourself, you little pussy."
They sent him an email.
They're like, "We can't figure this out, so let's just fucking neg him."
I like it, dude.
They sent him a telegram.
Yeah. Just be like, "You're
gay.
so fucking gay. You should kill yourself.
They literally
you
told him
pussy."
kill yourself.
Yeah.
It's so sick.
That's why I think I'm into all the CIA shit, because not that I want to harass civil rights leaders, but like whenever you like ever read through like a coup, it sounds so sick. You like go over to whatever the like they're a terrorist group, but we always call them like freedom fighters because they're fighting for what we want, what the government wants, and they just send like a dude who looks like Dwight Schrute.
It's always a guy in sandals or something. Yeah,
It's always a guy in like a button-down, tucked-in shirt wearing khakis, just training a bunch of fucking Central American dudes how to overthrow the government and shit.
A bunch of Eastern European guys.
Dude, we do them everywhere.
I know.
Yeah. Anyway,
The color revolution
I don't
in the
know any of
Ukraine.
this.
Is that what you're talking about?
I'm still learning about that one.
that one. Yeah.
Anyway.
I barely know the Contra thing. I just know that's exactly what they did with Ricky Ross.
I just listened to an audiobook that it's the Contra thing's pretty straightforward, but it just is the same thing over and over and over again. They're basically like funding the Contras down there. Helping them out. They were sending our drugs. They were sending their drugs here. We were helping fly that in. They gave it to Rick Ross, and Ricky Ross just decimated the black community in Los Angeles.
Right.
And then
And then they made the law where it was like, if it's coke, you get like 20 minutes in jail. But if it's crack, you'll never see your family again.
Yeah. It's wild. And Joe Biden helped do that. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
And then he tried to shame all black people into voting for him. He was like, forget about the fact that I ruined all your families.
That I wrote the crime bill.
Yeah.
No, he should have
That
been
established.
he should have been like, I wrote a crime bill. Why do you keep calling it the crime bill? God, you write one crime bill and you never fucking hear the end of it.
Hell yeah, dude. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know any other things our government has done.
You don't read aggressively about the CIA?
No.
What gets you going, Alex?
Dude, I'm a dork. I like if they announce like a new Mortal Kombat, that gets me excited.
How did you feel about the rap beef? Were you involved in that?
Oh, Drake and Kendrick Lamar?
Yeah.
You know, dude, I don't like either of them that much, but I was into it. I actually liked the first song that set it off.
Wait. Did you had to, because I can smell a similar type of honky on you. You had a thorough, fleshed out opinion on it, right?
What do you mean?
Because no, a lot of people were being like, "There's too many white guys talking about," it. And I go, "Dude, rap beef is for the white boys."
I was about to say we overanalyze.
We're the ones, dude. We overanalyze it, and then like a skinny white dude with a British accent breaks it down.
So Kendrick, the fucking Trap Lord Ross.
Shout out Trap Lord Ross.
Kendrick tweeted at this time, 11:07. I'm coming to get you, Drake. Drake responded. It's always that. That dude has a great fucking
like, certified lover boy, certified pedophile. Oh, dear heavens,
dude. I don't. It didn't really. I don't know where it I wanted to know where it came from. It just came from.
It's been brewing.
It just came from people talking about them, and Kendrick was like, "Nah, fuck that."
It's been brewing since the Control Verse. You know the Control Verse on the Big Sean song.
Even before that, a little bit. Kendrick had one of his first like major songs was he had an interlude on Drake's "Take Care," where he talked about meeting Drake and Drake kind of giving him the step stool to fame. And he says in the song, like, I found out we were the same age, and that just pissed me off. And, like, ever since then, there has been a lingering tension between them where Kendrick is like, well, I'm very talented, but he's very famous. And Drake is like, hey, this guy's a little fucking prick. If you guys haven't noticed, like, yeah, his songs are good, but he's an asshole. And it's gone back and forth. And
then he called him a pedophile. And not that I don't think that's hilarious, because it is like the nuke he dropped. But
he's got a strong argument.
Yeah, it's also, but like, I don't mean to be that guy, but like, is he a pedophile or is he just like a scumbag piece of shit? You know what
Do you
I mean?
want this? So this is why I brought it up. Do you
So
want to
they-
get me started on
So is he a pedophile?
Preach, white boy.
the
Yeah, tell us, Miguel.
sex trafficking ring that he's created, where
heard
he
there's
is an
stuff in his
international
house.
pimp, where
Yeah.
they recruit
Young.
vulnerable.
Young.
Hot children and use
Boy,
them
the
to
sex
curry
Objectively
favor.
hot children.
Well,
No.
and they go on like tours where they'll go to high schools. They'll like go
Oh, that's creepy. Yeah.
and they'll put it like under the
See, I
guise
didn't-
of like, oh,
yeah.
we have a scholarship opportunity. We're gonna come talk to your school about like how to stay away from drugs and shit. And they'll interview the kids and they'll find out the ones that have like a broken home or like parents that aren't paying attention to them or just are otherwise vulnerable in
This is
some
like
way.
Michael Jackson level of like recruiting the
Well,
damaged.
Wait, Drake's a part of all this?
Oh yeah, he's running it right now.
I didn't hear that. But I just saw.
See, I haven't heard any of this.
I just saw the Millie Bobby Brown thing.
I've heard that.
and then just extrapolated from that.
Well, so there's a lot of
I
things.
dove deep. I
Yeah.
had
I
like
didn't even know there was another level.
Oh
Dude,
no, I've heard a lot of weird.
that's
shit.
the worst part about the conspiracy shit. Is
I'm not a fan of
whenever
either
you
of them
go.
either. It's just, you know.
Whenever you go down the rabbit hole, you're like, I'm about to hit the end of it, and then you get there, and it's like, oh, there's actually another
Oh,
room.
every single person that's famous has been raped and is a rapist.
It's fucking wild.
What the fuck?
It is weird.
Most famous people have sucked cock for that.
Yeah.
And you're like, Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
it does seem like it. It's like Me Too was also happening to boys.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Especially
that's
black
completely,
boys.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's completely that gets ignored all the time too. A lot.
That
of
was
like,
Well, they've been
dudes
warning
just-
us about it this whole time. Like black grandmas and shit have been like trying to tell people for a long time that guy sucked dick to get where he is, and we were like, all right.
Hell yeah. I
Damn,
know. I
have
know
we
what you're
been
saying,
throwing-
Miguel.
Have we been throwing the?
It's a heavy
I gotta
episode.
know what this. What is the sound effect? I can't
Put your
hear.
headphones on.
Okay.
Are the head? Oh, they weren't up. That's why you don't want
The
them on.
cord's just a little short.
Hold on, ready? It goes.
These blacks.
Oh my god, it's worse than I thought. Well, no, maybe we've been giving the maybe we've been too harsh on the homophobic allegations on the black community. You know how we broad stroke the black community, calling them homophobic. Maybe they're just maybe they're just able to
I think-
suss out some bad behavior.
Personally, I think that's the coolest thing that they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does rule that most black dudes you meet, you can hit them with a solid fag and they won't even flinch.
Not even.
Yeah.
Dude. They'll add to it.
Yeah.
They'll be like, you're not saying it enough.
They'll be like, is that all you got,
Yeah.
pussy?
I don't know, except lately they have transitioned to just calling shit weird,
Yeah.
which
Or just
doesn't
leaving
hit
the
the same
room.
way
I
as
miss-
white pussy.
I mean,
It's when they call me weird when we're playing video games. I go,
oh yeah,
I've been called
yeah.
weird, since
Yeah.
I was 12 by
No.
girls.
Well, that's been the whole conflict of the white and black dude relations. Is it's not the understanding of like, wait, what does that word mean for you guys? Because like weird or weirdo in the black community is like a way higher offense, and then like white dudes will throw out like fag, and that'll be like just how you doing today,
Yeah.
buddy. But that's
Right.
like you can't hit most black dudes the same way with that one.
That was my mom's nickname for me, I thought.
That's how you knew breakfast was ready.
Fag!
Fag. How many pancakes you want, fag?
Get down here, faggot.
Fag, it's ready. You hear the toast pop.
You would be shocked how accurate that is.
My mom, I've told in the pod, but I do a bit about it sometimes. I like jumped over like the coffee table once, and my leg like kicked out weird, like backwards. And my mom saw it while like walking by with like laundry in her hand, and just stopped and was like, "You jumped over that like a faggot," and just went back to doing laundry. And I was just stuck like with the remote in my hand, like.
Yeah.
Like she wasn't wrong, but it was my mom.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was like, damn.
A faggot will never hit harder than the one that your mom said.
It's not from your boys, it's your mom.
It's different when a girl calls you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like
Is it weird that you want to fight them even more?
Oh, yeah.
When a girl does it, you're
Well,
like,
oh my god, I want to fucking give him a Charlie horse so fucking bad.
because you can't hit them, so you have an urge. You're like,
That's when you start yelling at them with dude insults. Be like, you fucking cocksucker.
Yeah.
Nice,
of
yeah,
shit.
nice love handles,
Yeah.
fucking bitch hip idiot.
Yeah, stupid.
It's like I was pregnant with you and your siblings.
Yeah, whenever I'm mad at my wife, I try to stick with like dickhead or asshole.
Right.
Because the second you hit them with bitch or cunt, then they can like.
Girls really do. They treat cunt like the N-word.
Yeah.
Bro, it's not even that. It's also that girls love an escape hatch. Because it's like, if you're in the middle of a fight, not even trying to be a dickhead, but like, especially when they're angry, you're going to outsmart them with logic. And like, you're going to hit them. Because have you
Gotta
ever
stay in the corner.
Have you? Well, no. What you got to do is once you hit them with like a logical rebuttal that kind of like ends the situation, they're always looking for a side street. So they'll bring up something else that is fucked up that you did, but you got to be cognizant enough to know this isn't what we're talking about.
Right.
So you grab the wheel and bring it back on Main Street. That's what they try to do. Is they always try to hit you with escape hatches.
Right. They're trying to pull you into deep water.
Yeah. They're really good at pivoting. Girls are really good at pivoting on an argument.
Yeah.
Can you tell I got in a fight with my wife recently?
Yeah.
A fight that it sounds like you lost. Not based on logic or merit, but just on
From yelling and being mean. I always lose from yelling too loud and being mean because like she'll just say things where I go like you know that's wrong, and then I get really frustrated.
Yeah, I know you're doing that to hurt my feelings, and it's working.
And you're about to get exactly what you want.
Yeah.
I can't yell at chicks because I whenever I yell, it's over. Like they get mad.
Because your voice cracks.
No, I get like really loud. I can't.
Stop it!
Yeah.
You're being mean.
Every
anymore.
Every tweet that I have bookmarked is a video of a woman getting hit. I just watch them.
I can't do this, but I can.
I'm not gonna hit her, but I'm gonna think about the faces she makes. You know when girls get hit, you ever see the videos and they like suddenly they are
realize they
very
can get
quiet
hit.
and small.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Dude, they also as they're getting hit, they shake like a bobblehead you put down too hard.
Yeah.
Every time they get hit, it's like because their hair flies up and they're like, ugh.
Yeah, I've learned to not raise my voice and to like you said, out argue them. But every time I look back on those arguments when I'm like, I wanted to lose my mind.
Yeah.
In hindsight, I'm like, I kind of wish I did, just because then they would have I don't ever feel like I've won when I don't yell either, if that makes sense. Like rarely have I ever like. When a girl's been being shitty and then later when like the argument's over and I'm like, all right, at least I didn't like scream back at her. I'm always like, now she probably thinks I'm a bitch. Like, does that make sense?
yeah.
If you didn't yell at them?
Like at all. Like they yelled a lot and then I was just like, yo, I'm not yelling at you because like I'm not. Like I think
the best way to KO them is to like keep your composure.
That's what I mean. But then later, like I've thought about fights with my ex in hindsight where I'm like, I really wish I did like match her anger and energy, but I didn't.
Nah, because she's trying to pull you into her world. That's what happens with like arguments and shit like that. Is the person's trying to pull you into their world, set up that like they have their pre-established parameters, and they're trying to, and then they can kind of like control the situation more if you've subtly agreed to their terms. What you gotta do is remember your terms, right. And then when they try to counteract that, you just go like, well, no, I didn't agree to that. So,
right.
You know what I mean? It's like if you set up a boxing match and then they were like, right before it started, they were like, oh, you said you'd only use one arm. And you're like, I did? I mean, I guess I said that. And then you start, and you're like, no, we agreed to two arms this whole time. Right. As long as you don't because, dude, it's so much, like, if you look in this world and, like, all the shit, like, so much of it is about having, like, mental control over people. Because it's, like, it's way easier. Dude, it is, though. It's like,
we're talking laws of power now?
Yeah, we're talking 20, or what is it, 99 laws of power?
Dude, I tried reading that book.
Yeah.
I got through one chapter, and I go, this is so fucking gay.
Yeah.
Dude, I hate self-help or, like, advice books. I can't
Well, no,
do
it was like I was reading a thing recently about like the Holocaust and the Nazis and the way that they didn't just go like it wasn't just chill, and then one day they were like, all right, we're going to burn them all.
Yeah, of course not.
They slow rolled it, and they made it feel normal. So people were just kind of like doing it.
Yeah.
Because
allegedly.
It's a lot of organization in 4 years.
Maybe they weren't doing it as much as we originally thought,
Yeah.
but they were doing it. But no,
Look, far be it from me to go against Jews on accounting. If they say it's 6 million, it's probably 6 million.
Yeah.
I always thought it'd be funny to deny the Holocaust by like 50,000. Like not even.
Actually, they're rounding up.
Yeah,
That's so funny.
actually, it's 5,999,950.
Now that we're saying it like this and joking, do you think people
Joking?
back then? Do you think people back then though were like, it was like COVID where they're like, 6 million? I don't know enough Jews to kill. What are you talking about? And they're like, no, dude, it happened. We know
I'm
it.
pretty sure there's never that many Jews in
They're
Europe.
like, dude, I know all the Jews I know are still alive. Why didn't they kill any of those?
You
It's
gotta
like
read.
that.
You gotta read
We're
this.
kidding.
You gotta read this book, Man's Search for Meaning. It's like a classic book. And it's about this dude who survived the Holocaust.
Yeah.
And he's basically talking about how he kept his composure and how he like kept hope throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
And there's one part where there was one Jew in the Holocaust who just fucking stunk.
Yeah. Oh, no.
And everyone rallied around shitting on him. And then they said they all felt bad because after he got taken away, they were like, good thing they got rid of that guy.
Jesus Christ, dude.
And he used that part to be like, should we use comedy to help us get through it?
It's called Gallows Humor. That's funny. I thought you were going to say that it's like he was so successful at being a stinky dumbass that the Nazis were like, yuck.
Nah, he actually went up quicker.
Nah, all right.
Oh, boy, dude. Yeah, that couldn't have been good, man. Oh, well.
So
Seemed like it was bad vibes. I agree.
The girl that you're still fighting with in your head, did she break up with you?
Wait, which, sorry, what was the context?
The woman you said you didn't yell at enough.
Oh, no, sort of mutually. Like, she was like, I want to have kids and get married. And I was like, well, I want to do stand-up. I don't want to have kids and get married with you.
Ships in the night.
And then she was like, yeah, we should probably not be together. And then she ended up just doing comedy anyway. So she's the worst human being.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Who is it? Nikki Glazer.
It's Nikki Glazer, dude. Hell yeah, dude. No, it's just it. Yeah, no, we broke up, but it was more of an ultimatum that I failed. You know what I mean? But it was my decision. It's my decision. Like, so
That's responsible, though.
it is. Well, first of all, I'm not having kids with someone who like rips their
Does
hair
comedy?
out. Or rips their hair out when they get mad. I'm not doing that. Or has like mental issues, weight issues. Like, I'm stop. Sorry, your family sucks. It's a lot of things.
Yeah,
to
does
factor
comedy,
in
you got
to having kids.
No fatties. I get it.
Yeah, no facts. No, but yeah, I'm not. No, nope. And yeah, I'm better for it. I'd rather never.
I don't know. It still sounds like you want to hurt her.
You know, she's hurt me.
You
So
gotta
it's
let
not
that-
that I want to hurt her. I've talked about this on someone else's podcast. If I was like driving down a cliffed highway, like
This will be evidence. Watch what you say.
oh, it's fine, dude. No, but if I came across
Someone's gonna kill her.
Yeah, if I come across like a guardrail that's been smashed through in the car, and I come and I look over the guardrail and I see like a burning car at the bottom, but then I hear help, and I see my ex-girlfriend hanging from a tree branch, I would just get back in my car and keep driving. Like, I would
Nice.
never.
What'd she do to you?
She's just a bad person. She got me like I can't perform at Comics of Mohegan. I can't perform at a fucking City Steam.
She did. So when she did comedy, she was like, "This guy's a fucking."
No, he makes me uncomfortable. That's all she said.
Yeah,
he's my
I'm not.
ex-boyfriend.
And he made
I'm
me
on her.
talk about
I'm on
this.
her side now.
I'm not.
Oh yeah, thanks. Andy answered the
I've been uncomfortable the second
You know
I
the
got
mic
here.
that we met at?
Yeah.
I'm not allowed at that mic anymore.
Oh, okay. When you first start dating a girl who like takes interest in you doing stand up, trying to explain to them that you don't want to come to 99% of my shows is unfathomable to them. They're like, are you cheating on me? It's like, no. You're coming to a dive bar with like an audience of 10 people who got conned into being here.
Right.
And if it goes well, you're not going to get, it's not going to be well the way you think. It's going to go well like on a different level.
The best part too is if they do end up, because my wife, when I first started dating her, did come a lot because hell yeah. She did come to the open mics a lot because we lived far away. I worked in a restaurant, so I worked a lot of nights, so we didn't get to hang out a lot outside of me working and doing comedy. But then it was like very quickly, she's like, I don't want to come to this.
Yeah. This
Because
sucks.
comedy's...
That's a good woman right there.
Doing
dude.
open mics are very sad when you want to do comedy. Mm-hmm. Going to an open mic, watching someone follow their dream and then not participating, just sitting there drinking a shitty martini, that's next level.
It sucks.
The dudes who, I remember that in the open mics, the dudes who girlfriends would never stop coming. I go, what do they?
Well, they're trying
do
to
they
bang
hate
someone
themselves?
else. Yeah, they're also trying to bang someone else. You figure out, which is sad.
They're
ones who stick
they're
around.
trying to become comics themselves.
Yeah, that too.
That's the worst.
Oh, you see that all the time.
Yeah.
I do it.
I'm funny, right?
I'm funny.
You said I'm funny.
That's the funny. God, that's the funniest thing when a girl's like, "You think I'm funny, right?" And you're like, "I laugh at what you say."
Yeah.
There's a difference.
In context.
Yes.
And it's like if
I love you.
I think you're funny because I know you, and there's the context
Yes.
Yeah.
of our relationship.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you funny and just passing up? The funniest girl I ever dated was funny to me. Like she would say crazy shit to me in person. Like
Right.
she'd see a couple and be like, "That guy looks like they molest kids together," and I'd be like, "It's
But
fucking
your
wild.
girl-
Yeah. It's wild." But I don't know if she would. She even said like, "I could never do this on stage." I'd be like, "No, of course not." She'd be like, "I wouldn't."
Yeah.
Well,
either."
if I respect her at all, which, first of all, very tough.
I know.
But-
Hold on, one more.
Damn, slut.
There we go. You didn't hear it earlier. Different one.
But a girl that goes to an open mic, yuck.
Yeah.
What, am I supposed to love her?
Yeah, can't you just go to the bar and get the same amount of attention by sitting there? Like, no. No, for real. Honestly, women who do stand-up don't bother me. It's the smoking hot ones that bother me. Even if they're funny.
Well, no.
I'm like,
Anybody
what
that
is this?
does stand-up bothers me.
Of course.
Is
We're
a
all
fucking
weird.
loser.
Yeah.
And luckily, I don't have to fuck any of them.
Oh, yeah, you are lucky, dude. Don't do it. I mean, you could do it, but it's, you don't have,
Wait,
you shouldn't,
Did
dude.
you say any of them?
Anyone.
You just see broads, you get fucking hot.
He's staring at him like,
Damn, slut.
hell yeah. That's what I do from the audience.
What are
It
the
says
other
it
two?
too. This is, oh yeah.
And I got news for you.
I don't get mad with the
means
chicks
you
there.
He talked during it, but it's.
Sorry,
okay.
play it again. I'm sorry.
We got this one.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
That's that one, and then
Real talk.
yeah,
Nice.
it's nice. Yeah.
The women inherently don't bother me. It's the ones that are like, this is you're proving yourself. You're proving something to yourself.
Oh yeah.
You're like no. You don't need to do it.
Yeah.
Hey, you see that with guys too. There's like people who are like, this is gonna be my stepping stone to the to Hollywood.
SNL, yeah.
You're like,
sketch
dude, you don't-
comedy, yeah.
You're like, no, I do this because I have the utmost respect for the least respected art form.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, please don't take up stage time.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah. Well, no. Anyone that's like practicing for public speaking or like acting.
Oh, the actors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever, dude. I tolerate it. I try not to get too discouraged by them, but
It's all good.
Yeah.
You can get that wherever you fucking go. It
know.
is frustrating and exhausting, all the like extra people. There's just a lot of people who you're like, this is your this is your hangout. I remember that the most during the open mics, where you'd like get deep into the doing the open mics, and there's that guy who like hasn't gotten any better, but he's been doing it for so long that he doesn't know anyone else outside of this. So if he stops doing this, he doesn't know anyone, but he won't get better at it. And it's just like, oh no, that's what's so scary about comedy.
I don't know. I think that might be like my favorite guys.
See, I get too empathetic because I look at them and I go through the steps of like where it ends. And I just go like, oh no.
I mean, where does it end for anyone? I mean, most people that are doing mics are never going to do anything.
Yeah, it is sad reality.
But I feel better about the ones who do it for like 2 years and drop off. You're like, thank God.
Yeah, you learned your lesson.
But there's like the people who are like 8, 9, 10 years into doing mics, and like they just kind of do it because that's their equivalent of like going to the bar on a Friday.
Yeah. Some people just do mics with hope that like Dave Attell's going to show up and be like, "You, come on the road with me." Like I'm convinced of that.
All right, I'm sorry. I need to make a penis.
Oh, go ahead, dude. Go do it. Just put the stuff down.
What do you have to do?
He has to make a penis, which is honestly one of the gayest ways I've ever heard someone.
Oh, he used to go pee-pee.
Yeah, just say anything, honestly.
Oh,
that could. I know what he meant, but whatever, dude. That was
God. I don't miss doing open mics.
Not at all, dude. I still do them from time to time.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to kill myself every time I do. I did one yesterday, and I was like, fuck this. Why did I do this? I mean, actually, I found one good bit out of it, but I was like, this sucks. Mm-hmm. Why do I do this? Anyway.
Well, you got to do it, and then eventually you won't do it.
I'm hoping, dude. I can't wait to not do open mics anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Anyone who ever asks me for advice, I go, just fucking start with Shane and be friends with Lemaire. That's how you get successful at comedy. You start at the same time as Shane, and you be good friends with Lemaire. Because all I know how to do is be good at stand-up. I don't know. That's why I always love the fact that I'm friends with like I got Nate and Lemaire in my crew, because like they always look out for me. And I'm just good at being funny.
Yeah.
I'm horrible at all the other shit. I'm not good at networking.
Same, dude. I'm not the best. I'm better than I think, but I hate it. Like I hate when I feel like I'm networking. And I don't ever. I'm never like, I want to. Like I never go somewhere and I'm like, all right, make the connection. I just gravitate towards who I like. Like that's why when I met you, it's been just like, oh, we're cool. I never was like, I never hound you for anything. I feel like
except to drive 9 hours to Brooklyn.
That's different. No, I'm kidding. After 3 or 4 years of knowing each other, I got you.
It's all good. I wanted to do this.
No, this is good, man.
I was ecstatic to, fucking.
We met through Bernstein too. That's how we met. Out in
How'd you hook
Boston.
up with Bernstein? Because you're not like a... Because I'm
not political.
I met Robbie because I did... What the fuck did I do? I think I did a show at Brooklyn Comedy Club with him. And like I'm into the libertarian shit too. And I saw he just did like a convention or something. And I heard that when you do the different libertarian conventions, they pay you really well. So I was kind of talking to Robbie. I was like, hey man, my name's Andy. I was like, I don't know you, but... I was like, I saw you did that libertarian convention. I was like, how do you get in on that? And we just kind of talked. And then Robbie was like, wait, another libertarian? He's like, the 4th libertarian comic?
Yeah, right.
And then he asked me to do one of his porch tours. No, he was doing a libertarian thing like 2 days later with BK Chris. And we started doing that. And then he liked me and we just ended up doing it. But you're not like a political dude like
not
that.
Not at all, man. I met Robbie in Connecticut. He used to do open mics because he lives out there. And I ran into him at open mics. And then I just found out he was doing... Like, I didn't know who he was. I just found out he was... But I did find out then he was doing Part of the Problem. They said, I saw him on Rap a bunch. And I ran into him at Mike's. I think I just messaged him, was like, hey, man, it's crazy that I see you on, like, Rap. I'm a big fan. Like, would you want to do my podcast? And he was like, yeah. And then from there, we were just cool.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Robbie's good people.
He's taken me on the road a few times. It's
oh,
fun,
yeah.
Dude. And, yeah, we do not, I don't disagree with him on much. I just don't.
You're just not, like, a political guy.
I'm not, dude. I'm, like... I'm dull when it comes to that. I'm like, is weed legal here? Good. And then it's my... biggest thing. But yeah, he I think he keeps me around like that too, because I also don't talk to him about political stuff. I think he keeps me around as like a normie in that regard.
Well, you're a good hang.
Thanks, man. I try to be.
Yeah,
I try to be.
You're figuring out with the jokes. No, I'm just kidding.
It hurts, dude. It hurts. I'm hitting it.
That's like the knife in the chest.
Whatever,
It's
yeah.
just like, yo, he's a really nice guy.
Yeah, it's nice. Gorman, not about me. When I met Joe Gorman, we said that about someone. I was like, "Are you on the show with this chick?" And he was like, "Yeah, dude, she's really, really nice." And we just started laughing because it's like, yeah, she sucks. She doesn't do comedy anymore either. Oh well. Oh, speaking of, because we were talking about before this about getting older and realizing you're not like cool anymore. But the way I realized I wasn't cool was in such a like, things are so different than they even were like 10, 15 years ago now. Where I was, I might have even talked about this before. I tried to do a bit about it, but it's like, I was sitting with another comic, hanging out with him outside of Black Cat. I won't say his name just in case. I'll have him on one day to defend this, maybe. But he was like, I was like, what did you get into last night, dude? And he was like, dude, hanging out with this chick, started hooking up, had a great night, great night. And I was like, oh, dude, hooking up with a chick? Like, what was she like? What'd you do? And he's like, oh, dude, we went out on a date, brought her back to my place, sucked her dick. And I was just like,
hell yeah.
What'd you say? And he's like, yeah, I sucked her dick. And I was like, so it's like it's a trans woman? And he's like, yeah. I go, why didn't you lead with, why'd you say it was a girl? And he's like, why are you being like that? And I was like what? And he's like, you're being like bigoted, like saying it's not a woman. And I was like, dude, you just said you sucked a dick, dude. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not saying it's not a woman. I'm saying you sucked it. Are you serious right now? And he was like, nah, it is weird that you don't think it's a woman. I was like, you sucked a wiener. Like, I was just...
That I have no.
It's New York City, baby.
It's New York City, dude. I was literally just sitting out there like...
I got no... Dude, if you want to suck trans wieners, have at it. It's the thing for me is always... They die on the hill of like, no,
it's a woman.
That is a. Like, why is trans? Like, why is?
Sorry,
dog. Remember that part where you said dick?
Yeah,
dude. Like, why is trans woman not good?
Yeah,
because I'll be honest. Follow you on Instagram. I have a few Miller Lights after my wife goes to bed. I'll scroll through my Instagram, going like, "What are you doing to me right now, buddy?"
See, I don't have that, but it's just the thing of being like, no, it's. I hooked up with a woman. It's like, when I hook up with a woman, I've never sucked a dick. Like, I've never, not once.
Why? The confusing part is like, you didn't have to say that you sucked her dick.
Yeah.
If you weren't willing to say trans woman, you didn't have to say that you sucked her dick. You could have just, we hooked up. It was cool.
The part that throws me for a loop is like when the young people are throwing in their new shit, and then they talk to you that they're like, why are you making this a thing? And you're like, you don't know how far your thing is away from my thing.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah, and it's also like,
and you need to respect how crazy this is to me.
They also have to respect, like, all right, so we all know like the baseline of what people accept. People are like, all right, for the most part, people are like man or woman. Then when you take a few of those away, people start to go, what the fuck's going on? Then they go, like you said, even farther left. But to go so far left is to be like, I hooked up with this girl, sucked her dick. Yeah, and beautiful woman. And you're just like, what the hell's going on? Yeah.
That's the part for me that I'm like, that I always get hung up on, is the attitude about it. You're like, I mean, I guess now it's more regular, but I remember when like the trans thing became more common. It would always
super common out
it
here,
would
dude.
always be the fucking attitude about it, where I go, bro, this is your first week at the job. You can't be talking to senior employees like this.
That's so true, dude.
Gender is a social construct. Sexuality is a social construct. But time and money are also a social construct. And don't try to pay me in penis and be like... What are you talking about?
Be like, your bank account's full of pussy, sir. Like, ma'am, you threw a bunch of dick in my hand.
Yeah.
I need dollars.
Yeah, dude.
USD. Not your D. I don't know. There was something there, and I didn't find it.
That was it, dude. That was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's It's no hate on the trans people.
Not
it's
at
just,
all,
It's just
in
the
fact.
fucking. It's the attitude always got me.
Yeah. Or how or the like not being upfront.
And
thing
also,
is
I hate trans people.
Oh, I forgot about that part.
He's a
they're
pedophile and hates trans.
They're a slight against
Just kidding.
God.
I don't know any.
And that is on purpose.
I crossed the street. No. No. I don't.
Crossing the street away from them two black people. That's how much I hate them.
No,
Having
dude.
fun here, man.
Thanks, man. Who's on your shirt, by the way?
Oh, this is, I forget their names, but they're from an anime called Demon Slayer.
Oh, okay.
I think it looks, I don't watch it a lot, but
You
it
like
look,
that she's tied up?
love it. No, see, she's a demon. And if she doesn't have that,
Aren't they all?
Yeah, right.
and you can
Hold on
see
one
by
second.
the way she's drawn, her age is vague. And she has a thing in her mouth to keep her from.
Okay.
She has a thing in her mouth to keep her from acting up, and her brother put it there. And he's trying to save her from being a demon.
Right.
And did I say their age was vague? And I like it. No, I don't know.
Stay away from my sister's pussy, you demons. That's
This is my sister. Yeah, I don't know. I got it at Walmart. It's one of my comfiest shirts, and I don't know. I like wearing the anime shirts sometimes.
Yeah. It lets them know, dude.
Yeah,
Lets them know you're an ally.
Trying
Got
to
black
pick-
friends.
trying to pick up some trans comics.
It is kind
that'll-
of cool for you to wear that shirt and it not have any cum stains on it.
Yeah, I'm trying to break the fucking cycle.
The stigma of
Just
the
along
guy
the
who
fringe.
the guy who looks like you with cum stains on his shirt. That's why, Andy. Your name's super Italian, but your demeanor is very Irish or
Yeah.
Viking-esque. I'd
Thank
say.
you.
Yes.
I appreciate it. See, I
By
always.
demeanor, he means hair and facial hair and face.
And upper half.
Hey, did you see Thor in the last God of War?
Yo, you
I
did
got that
for-
Thor's physique. No, if I'm Italian, if you close your eyes and hear me yell and shit. But visually, I'm Irish. Yes,
Saying I'm Italian if you close your eyes is halfway to raping someone.
it's what I say before I rape people. It's what I say before I put a fucking cannoli in your pussy.
Ooh.
Hey, ma.
Ooh, you're gonna look unrecognizable, bitch. I have been watching The Sopranos again. No, I'm still working. I'm slowly working. I get I want to move on to a new thing so quickly, so I'll watch like 3 episodes of The Sopranos and then go to something else. So it just takes me
that.
forever to do anything.
Well, the first season is so boring.
I don't know if it's that. But I don't know if I necessarily agree, but I do like the later seasons better.
Yeah, come
one
on.
ripped
The
pretty
first
hard.
season, they spent so much time trying to make it like this psychological thing with the
It is
fucking
different.
ducks,
The
and it's
first
like,
season's-
it's actually he's conflicted, and
The first season's much more straightforward, I feel like, than the other ones. The other ones are very more intricate and like
Show
the
so
struggles are more
the show, like the more I watch it, I'm like, yo, it's kind of
societal. Or
it's
whatever it
kind
is.
of like perfectly structured to have everyone like it.
yes.
Because if you want to be like a deep dork about it, there's so much there for you.
Yeah.
Or if you want to be a guy who doesn't even realize there's any deeper meaning,
Yeah.
you just have the most retarded
Perfect.
Italian guys being super fucking it. Bro, it's the
you
show
got,
is
you got Paulie.
yes, the show's for everyone.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
If you're a dumb broad, you're like, she does deserve, to go to Rome. She does deserve to go to Rome. I should go to Rome, honey. And that's literally
Yeah.
You might not have gotten there yet. But
yeah, no, I'm like in the middle. I'm at the end of season 3, so I remember they
she
went
went
to
Rome. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I will say they do make Tony seem way too like the women desire him way too much.
It's money. He has dough,
Yeah,
charisma.
I'm a fan. Every time I watch the show, I start talking to my wife differently.
Yeah.
I always slightly become the thing I'm consuming at the time.
Oh yeah.
Get my fucking dinner ready. She's
Yeah.
like, what? Jesus.
I literally caught myself being slightly mean to her as I watched the show because I was like, I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, wait, you can talk to them like this? You're allowed to talk to them like this?
I'm just waiting until I'm like tired of listening to podcasts so I can stop doing this shit.
Wait, what?
Be a gangster?
No, just doing podcasts. It's like I've just listened to enough podcasts that I'm like, yeah, I do that too.
What does that have to do with The Sopranos?
Well, what he was saying about anything that he consumes, he becomes.
Oh, okay.
No,
that
sorry.
makes sense. I thought
Well,
you
you'll
just,
hit a-
you just had it like a.
I took a weird tangent.
I thought you
I'm
were just
sorry
like,
that-
I hate doing podcasts. Why'd I come here?
No, I'm having a great time right
No,
now,
thanks,
but
man.
I will watch it back later and be
Dude,
like, what a fucking.
I am going through a weird thing where
Start going back to the gym,
we do
dude.
get gay about comedy about halfway through this, but it's fine. We're
Dude,
comedians.
I
the
am
first
hitting,
20 minutes was funny, I think.
no, this has been fun. dude.
Yeah.
I know
I wasn't
it
even
sucks.
trying to be funny. I
Believe
was
me,
just-
I know when it sucks. This does not suck.
But yo, I'm hitting a weird point because I've been doing comedy for like 10, 11 years, and I'm hitting a weird point with podcast because like I got into comedy because I was obsessed with podcasts,
Right.
and I was like, I love comedians. I was like, oh, that seems fun. I want to go try stand up. I tried it, and I was like, this is very fun. Now, there's a lot of podcasts where like my friends are on them, or I've met the host of it, and I'm like, oh, it's not as fantastical anymore.
Yeah.
Like I know what these guys are like, and it like so it I had an identity crisis for a minute because forever I was always like I listen to fucking podcasts and I try to be funnier than my coworkers. You know what I mean? And then it's like I don't know what to do. I don't want to listen to podcasts as much.
Same, dude.
anymore.
I catch myself like trying to avoid the same subjects or stories. That's my thing. Or what I've realized too is like it is glamorous at first, but when you've definitely done this, when you've like done other people's podcasts and they're excited to have you come, but you show up and you're like, oh fuck, like they don't have. It's like they're like, oh, file's missing, something's broken.
It feels like
Yeah, we did hear. That was that. I'm not even thinking about yours
Yeah,
like that, but that
Miguel-
was a perfect example. of
Miguel
brutal.
was so glamorous to me,
The
and then I
machine-
saw him working with that shitty computer.
He dropped the computer 3 times. That's
I
a
was
great
like,
episode.
this is not-
The
Check out
dropping the
Dork Court.
computer didn't even matter. It was we had that entire Patreon episode that was actually very funny and fun to do.
Oh yeah, that got deleted. That
And
just no audio.
No audio.
I forgot about that
I've had that
because it was very good.
I want to say I've also been that podcast for people where they show up and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I guess the thing's acting up, and it's like it really is. Sometimes people show up and I swear everything's ready, and then I check and it's like
No, I did
broken
extra
or
stuff to
something.
make sure it was ready, and then my computer like forced a update, and the software update like fucked the app up, and then the app made me like reset all my shit, and then
I get it. And it's a good
I,
episode. Go watch it.
you can't. You
I
can watch it. Actually, you could watch it.
I had a thing with podcasts for a while because I'm so like hard on myself where I would always have this I would like go on someone's podcast that I was like a fan of, and then I would shift in my head where they'd be like, they'd have someone like me on here. Yeah. It would like make you I remember there was a stage where it would make me look at it. Not that like I'm like, oh, this sucks now, but I go, oh, this is like real now. It
Yeah.
didn't have that sheen on it that like when I would do it, it wouldn't have the sheen. But now it's just like they're fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I
I
love
remember
guesting on podcasts.
I remember like fucking shout out Zach Amico, like meeting
Shout
him.
out Zach.
Meeting him was a big deal. And then it was like then it was just like, oh shit, I'm friends with like the funniest people. So like whenever I go do Spook Show, I'm like, yeah, this is so I like always have a moment where I'm like, oh fucking Zach's podcast.
Yeah.
What
Same,
the fuck, dude?
I actually like when I get on Spook Show now, I was on with like no disrespect, but I was on with like Andrew Youngblood, and he's a nice guy and everything. But I remember like being like, oh, he's maybe done this podcast before. I was more comfortable than him on the podcast. Like that was weird to me, where I was like, I'm on with like another comedian, and I'm actually like, you know, holding my own without even thinking about it. Like
Dude.
it wasn't. Yeah.
I know what
You guys are very cool. I most of my experiences are like, oh fuck, these guys are so much funnier than I realized.
Yeah.
I
Zach's
did
very
bad me.
funny, but yeah. you
And I
gotta-
was like, oh, when I talk with these guys, we make each other laugh. Like it'll be fun. And then they started going, and I was like, oh fuck.
that could happen too. Yeah.
Oh shit! Like I felt like I was good at like varsity basketball, and then I went and played against black guys, and I was like, oh, they're so fast, they're so funny.
We're doing it.
Well, that'll happen too when I've had that a bunch of times where you have two comics who are like been doing it for a while and they're like headliners and you're like the new bull and you can. I used to get annoyed by this, but the longer, not that I'm a fucking headliner or whatever, obviously, but I've noticed it when you have like a newer guy on and you're like, we do it on Panties all the time. You end up boxing the guest out accidentally if they're not like jumping in the same way as you.
Right.
Oh, and I mean every episode of Legion of Skanks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a fan. Yeah.
No, because I remember doing some where they end up boxing you out, and you're like, it really shows you like, I think I'm funny, but you're like, hey, can I get in on this, guys?
No, and then suddenly you're like
Humbles
thinking
you.
about what you would say if you were
done
brave
that,
enough
too.
to speak, and you just like tunnel into
You
your
gotta
own
find
brain.
that. Yeah, you just gotta be like confident in your ability, so you
chances,
don't have to. You don't have to do that like calculation in your head, because podcasts can be quick, especially if it's a joke. Like we're kind of just like we're doing jokes, but we're kind of just talking.
Yes, we're
If
talking
it's like
right
a
now,
quick joke, you can't be wasting time calculating in your head what
right.
the funniest
Say
thing
what
to
comes to
say.
your head,
Yeah, that's why I drink a lot on podcasts.
Hell yeah. I usually now I smoke, but I didn't smoke a lot. I don't smoke a lot before now anymore because I get like really dull and like I haven't done it this one, but I'll be like, shit, I forgot to ask you guys, or I had a thought, and it just. Luckily, we're good.
I used to not be able to smoke before I did stand up. I would only drink, but recently I've gotten back into being able to relax. And I've gotten better at not stepping on my own jokes because of it.
Same. I don't smoke as much as I used to, and I try to refrain. But if I end up being high before a set, it's not a panic attack anymore where I'm like, oh, I'm going to fuck up. I'm like, lean into it. Have fun.
I don't think I've ever been high before a set.
Really?
I also don't smoke weed like that.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I can't do stand up drunk, but I usually have about 2 beers in me, and then if for whatever reason, if I'm like extra nervous, I'll like do beers on top of that to counteract that.
It's a lot of beers.
I'm like 5 in every time.
Really?
5 beers? That's a lot, dude.
See, I think there's those comics who are like, if I can't do it sober, like there's like some false honor in being able to do stand up stone cold sober.
There is.
Because it's like, comics gotta give themselves a fucking break. You're going up in front of a room full of a bunch of people, and for the vast majority of us, they don't know who we are, and
Drinking.
they don't give a fuck.
And they're drinking, and
So-
they have no idea.
So
what
it's
that's
like, God forbid you drink a beer or two.
Yeah.
Now I will say, 5. You might want to figure that out.
Yeah.
This is my 6th high noon, and I had a champagne earlier.
Bro, I'm not judging. I'm hammered by the Patreons consistently. I'm not judging at all.
I'm judging.
No, I just don't find myself funny until I'm drunk.
But then you run the risk of having drunk goggles, and I've had that a million times where I thought I was the fucking man, and then I get my balls busted the next day because I was like a drunk idiot.
I think I would rather that than just kind of panic and overthink shit and not be funny
if
at
you pull
all.
it back and maybe just do about 3, you'll be able to find those like harsh edges on your jokes you need to sand down a little bit. Because like there's like those moments are nice where you're like telling a joke and you kind of, because I like to lean on, I love to go and hit the like harsh thing, but then you start noticing, you're like, you know what, if I just kind of soften it up here, because not everyone's on up on the same speed as I want to go. So if you like kind of like soften this part here and kind of sand down that part there, the shit starts hitting a little bit harder.
Hell yeah. Sand it down.
Yeah, that's very mature of you.
5 beers
Thank you.
every time we go on stage is
I'm
wild.
not there yet. I'm going.
I'm quitting
Yeah.
my day job in 2 weeks. I really need to make money at this.
You got to not do 5 beers.
When are you
that's
moving?
shit, though. That's wild.
End of the month, end
Shit.
of June.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I'm driving down. I got 2 more weeks of work. Then I'm going to take a week off to get ready, and then I'm driving down on the 24th. I'm excited and scared at the same time. I think it should be good, but it's,
Nah, you're gonna do great, dude.
Thank
we're
you.
Gonna link up down there. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
It looks like so much fun.
that's what they've been telling. I've been there twice. It was a fucking blast. Lemaire was going on about how much fun he's having. Nate was saying the same thing. A lot of people are, it's not, I don't know if it's as magical oasis some people are making it out to be, because it's a fucking, it's a comedy city.
Yeah.
It's full of a bunch of cunt comedians.
Yeah,
It can only be so good.
but all your boys are there, and
That's
you guys
the part.
all have.
Well, that was a big part of. I didn't originally want to go, and then I was like, I tallied it up, and it's like I have a lot of friends.
Yeah.
But like my boys are
Right.
all going to be in Austin.
Yeah.
And also, I think like Panties in the Mouth. I think it's an amazing podcast. It would break my heart to have to end that.
Yeah.
So all those parts, I finally got over it, and I was like, oh, I gotta go.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta go. If anything, hang out with the bros.
Yeah.
I gotta go hang out with the bros.
Yeah. It's gonna.
I have
you're gonna be
friends
great,
that are moving down there that they don't know anyone. They just feel like that's the opportunity right now. Like a lot of the guys from the Long Island scene have started drifting out that way.
Yeah,
and they tell me they're having a great time. They say that it's a lot of fun, but then they'll describe it, and I'm like, that sounds like my fucking living nightmare.
Yeah.
What part?
Well, their idea of the way to make it is doing Kill Tony.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go kill Tony. I'm gonna be legally retarded, and he's gonna give me $1 million.
God,
Dude, there's so many people banking on.
Kill Tony.
Bro, when we were, I don't want to blow his spot up. He seemed crazy, but no, I was here. Whatever. No, we were talking to this one guy who was like, yeah, he's like, I come down. I forget if it was once every Monday or once a month, but the dude drove down from Dallas, like, and that's like 3 hours every Monday to hopefully get on Kill Tony.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not even. I like Kill Tony. Shout out Kill Tony. I think the show rules. But these dudes are like the way that some of these dudes got on. They look at Kill Tony as like this is, and they have blinders just on there.
Yeah.
And you're like, you really should keep some other options open, dude.
And you'll probably get better in the meantime if you do other things besides.
Well, and if you crunch the numbers too, you're like the people who are on because of Kill Tony. What is it like? Two? We can put
3, 4.
Three you can
It's a
name off
handful
rip.
of people.
You can name
And
3 off
there's-
rip. 2
and
really.
And there's been
Which 2?
And they kind of suck. Anyway,
there's been hundreds. I think everyone involved is the funniest ever.
Oh, right. I forgot you were
Yeah.
moving down there. Yeah, Kill Tony. Very funny.
Yeah,
the funniest.
I
They're
rewatched
all
it.
stars.
Everyone involved is the funniest.
Everyone
Tony
involves
Hinchcliffe,
a star.
a guy that
the
is
Hungry Wolf.
straight.
The Hungry Wolf.
No, I actually really want to meet Tony because he seems like we're gonna vibe out on being cunts. I actually genuinely want to meet Tony. He seems like he rules. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, but if you like crunch the numbers, like all the people who have been on Kill Tony, it's in the hundreds. All the people who've been on and had a good set, it's a lot of them. And like we were saying before, you can like the ones who are on. It's like a handful of them. So it's like just crunch the numbers and have at least 2 other avenues to go with this shit.
At least.
It was 5, and then that guy died of MS or whatever.
I don't remember. I don't keep up that much.
There's a retarded guy in a wheelchair that died.
Oh yeah. Well, R.I.P. Guys, I don't want to cut it off suddenly, but I have a show to get to.
Hell
And,
yeah.
we got it. But so we do, guys. Plugs. Let the people know where to find you.
Dork Court on YouTube and Twitch, but it's twitch.tv/likecoolay. Don't go to twitch.tv/Dork Court. That is just a girl named Courtney. She won't sell it to me.
That's so annoying. I tried to make my Twitch fucking big red, and some dude who doesn't use it took it.
Exactly. Yo, she doesn't even stream anymore. She hasn't streamed for like at least 5 years. But anyway, Dork Court is fun. It's actually, unfortunately, it's a lot like Kill Tony. I didn't mean for it to be. We're kind of both just doing American Idol, but it is like Kill Tony, except you guys get to be funny. You know those times when you're watching Kill Tony and you're screaming at the TV a funny thing and you're just wishing that Tony Hinchcliffe would ever say something funny? You could just put it in the chat and I'll read it.
He will read it.
So that's it.
That's Kill Tony rules. But no, Panties in the Mouth. I will be back on that. I fucking looked at the calendar. I will be back on it on July 4th.
Hell yeah, dude.
And then
Looking
my other
forward to it.
podcast with Pat George, Drag the Lake, and No More Heroes. A bunch of yapping.
Hell yeah.
Fun.
Right,
Also,
guys.
yes, thank you.
Of course, dude. Thank you guys for coming. Follow me, guys. You already know it's Silly Selly. Check out the podcast Instagram, Yes Offense Podcast. Write a review on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube. Write a review on iTunes. Subscribe on YouTube. We're on Spotify too. And June 15th, I will be at Powder Hollow Brewery in Connecticut with Chris Vega, Kevin Sanchez, and Ada Detsky. Should be fun. Also, a few other shows that I've not made the flyers for are coming this month. Anyway, check out my Instagram for that, Silly Sully. Other than that, thanks for coming on, guys. It was a lot of fun.
Thanks for having
Thanks for
us.
having me. This is a blast.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. See you, nerds. Have a good one.